Picture this. You're driving home after a long day. Nothing unusual. The radio is on. The road is quiet. You're already thinking about dinner. Then headlights appear where they shouldn't. A truck drifts across the center line. You slam the brakes. The world explodes into noise. Metal folds. Glass bursts. Airbags detonate. Then everything goes strangely quiet. You look down. You don't see a dramatic movie wound. You don't see gallons of blood. In fact, you think you might be okay. Your hands are shaking. Your heart is pounding. The people outside are screaming for help. And then something strange happens. You suddenly feel cold. Very cold. Your vision starts narrowing. The edges of the world begin fading to gray. You try to stand. Your legs disagree. And at that exact moment, your body makes a decision. Not whether you live, whether it can still afford to keep you alive. Oh, hey there. You probably noticed things got serious pretty fast. I'm your host, or former host. Technically, I'm dead, which, on the bright side, makes me uniquely qualified to discuss catastrophic medical emergencies. Human Resources was surprisingly relaxed about my credentials. Today we're talking about shock. Not the emotional kind. Not the I just saw my electricity bill kind. Medical shock. One of the most dangerous conditions your body can experience. And one that kills hundreds of thousands of people worldwide every year. So, let's find out what it feels like to go into shock. First, let's clear up a common misunderstanding. Shock is not an emotion. In medicine, shock means your organs are no longer receiving enough oxygen-rich blood to function properly. That's it. Simple definition. Terrifying consequences. Your cells need oxygen every second of every day. Your brain especially. Despite making up only about 2% of your body weight, your brain consumes roughly 20% of your oxygen supply. It's an expensive little organ. The moment blood flow begins dropping, your body starts making emergency adjustments. Imagine a city losing power. The government doesn't immediately shut everything down. Instead, it redirects resources to the most important areas. Hospitals, police, emergency services. Your body does the same thing. Blood gets diverted toward your heart and brain. Everything else starts getting less. Skin, muscles, digestive system, kidneys. Your body begins sacrificing non-essential systems to keep critical ones alive, at least for a while. Shock can happen for several reasons. You might lose blood after an injury. That's called hypovolemic shock. Your heart might suddenly fail to pump effectively. That's cardiogenic shock. A severe infection can trigger septic shock. A massive allergic reaction can trigger anaphylactic shock. Different causes. Same ending problem. Not enough blood reaching important organs. And when oxygen delivery drops below critical levels, cells start switching into survival mode. Unfortunately, survival mode isn't very sustainable. Let's go back to that crash. The first few minutes are deceptive. Your heart rate jumps. Maybe 120 beats per minute. Maybe 140. Your body floods itself with adrenaline. Suddenly you're hyper alert. Every sound feels louder. Every movement feels faster. You don't feel weak yet. You feel wired. This is one reason people sometimes walk around after serious injuries. Adrenaline is an incredible liar. Inside, your body is already struggling. Outside, you may feel almost normal. For now, a few minutes later, your blood vessels begin tightening. This is your body's attempt to maintain blood pressure. Your hands become cold. Your skin becomes pale, maybe clammy. You notice you're sweating despite feeling cold. That's not a good sign. Your body is trying to preserve circulation to essential organs. The farther blood must travel from the heart, the more likely those areas are to be sacrificed. Sorry, fingers. You've been voted off the island. As blood flow continues falling, your brain starts noticing, not consciously. At first, you simply feel strange, maybe lightheaded, maybe disconnected, maybe confused. Survivors often describe it as feeling dreamlike, as if reality is slightly out of focus. The world becomes distant. Conversations sound far away. Time starts behaving oddly. Seconds feel longer. Minutes disappear. Your brain is attempting to operate with reduced resources. It's like running modern software on a computer from 1998. Things still work, just not very well. As shock progresses, blood pressure may begin falling significantly. Normal blood pressure is around 120/80. When circulation becomes inadequate, those numbers can drop dangerously low. Less pressure means less oxygen delivery. Less oxygen delivery means less cellular function. And that's where the real trouble begins. Your kidneys start reducing urine production. Your digestive system slows dramatically. Your muscles become weaker. Your thoughts become slower. You may struggle to answer simple questions. You know the answers. You just can't seem to reach them. Then comes tunnel vision. This is one of the most commonly reported experiences. Your visual field narrows. The edges darken. The center remains clear. It's as if the world is collapsing inward. Many survivors remember this stage vividly. They describe feeling aware that something is very wrong, but oddly calm about it. And that's another dangerous feature of severe shock. Panic often fades, not because you're improving, because your brain is losing the ability to maintain normal awareness. You become detached, passive, almost sleepy. If treatment arrives quickly, this process can be reversed. That's the important part. Shock is often survivable, especially when recognized early. Doctors can replace lost fluids, control bleeding, support blood pressure, treat infections, reverse allergic reactions, restore oxygen delivery. The earlier intervention begins, the better the outcome. But without treatment, the spiral continues. Cells begin dying. Organs begin failing. The heart works harder while receiving fewer resources itself. Eventually, multiple organ systems start shutting down. And once enough systems fail simultaneously, recovery becomes extremely difficult. Today, septic shock alone affects millions of people globally each year. Even with modern treatment, mortality rates can range from roughly 20% to over 40%, depending on severity and circumstances. Traumatic shock remains one of the leading causes of preventable death following major injuries, which is why recognizing symptoms matters. Cold skin, rapid heartbeat, confusion, dizziness, weakness, unusual sleepiness. These are not symptoms to ignore. They're warning lights. And unlike the warning light in your car, this one actually means something. So what does shock feel like? Most survivors describe it less as pain and more as fading. The world becomes distant. Thoughts become slower. The urgency around you seems strangely disconnected from how you feel. That's what makes it dangerous. The people around you may be terrified. You may simply feel tired, very tired. And that's exactly why medical professionals treat shock as an emergency. Because the body can compensate only for so long, Eventually, the bill comes due. The lesson here isn't that shock is inevitable. It's that shock is time-sensitive. The earlier it's recognized, the better the odds. The body is remarkably resilient, but even the most advanced biological machine on Earth has limits. Hit subscribe if you want more. Next time we'll explore another medical mystery that hopefully won't involve either of us personally. Although in my case, being dead does make follow-up appointments a lot easier. Anyway, I'm dead, so my schedule is pretty open.